Hello, welcome or welcome back to Little Fairy Tarot. I'm Jay, and I'm getting a really strong pull to read with no specific download, so just gonna open up, tap in, see what comes through. This will be timeless in general as always, so take what resonates when and how it resonates, and leave what doesn't. Okay, what is going on, Spirit? I pulled the top card off of this other deck when I picked this one up, so I'm gonna set it down there for a second. Spirit said to get 3 cards from this, and then we'll turn this one over. So there's something here of like you can feel you have something, but you don't know what it is yet. And some of you haven't figured this out yet when it comes to like spiritual intuitive downloads. They don't You don't always know what they are when you get them. You'll feel them, right? Like I've had many times over the years where I felt a download come in and I didn't like it didn't like unpack and make sense for days. Drove me nuts, okay? But eventually I learned to just be like, okay, yes, I'm feeling something. And it's okay that it doesn't make sense yet. It will, okay? So something is going to make sense, but there's Wheel of Fortune. There's something that has to happen first. There's a process that has, excuse me, intuitive bird confirmation. There's a process that has to unfold first. I'm seeing like a file downloading on a computer. It takes time for it to download, and then it takes time for it to install, and then it takes time to run the program, and then finally you can work with it, right? So it's just taking time. There's nothing to worry about. I'm hearing like 3 days, and I was told to get 3 cards, so I know that might be very annoying for some people. If you're like me and you're not naturally super patient, 3 days can feel like an eternity. Um, but it is coming, okay? There's just a process that has to happen. There's a lot of learning that has to happen as well, because my attention is really being called to the books that the are these the fixed signs? Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, I think. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, but there's something about this staying fixed and studying, not trying to go out and act yet. There's more information that needs to be gathered first, okay? Don't get ahead of yourself. I was going to say you might, and the Spirit said, no, you do if this reading is for you. You're going to have some people who are trying to goad you on to act before it's time because they don't actually mean well, and they know you'll mess yourself up if you act too soon. My ears ringing for confirmation, sadly. Want that. Um, yeah, there are some people who are trying to sabotage you. Not everyone. Most people are not out to get you, but some people do hate you. Okay, it's just a sad fact of life. Um, Six of Pentacles reversed. You can't rely on someone else to come in and balance it for you. You can't rely on someone else to come in and make it make sense for you. You have to do my right ear's ringing, and for me, right is masculine action taking. um, you have to do it for yourself. You have to be self-taught in something. If you rely on someone else to tell you the answer, either you're going to get someone who, again, as I was saying, is malicious and will give you an intentionally wrong answer, or more likely, you will come across someone who means well but does not have the answer but thinks they do and will accidentally mislead you, um, because they're not you. They don't have the specific context that they need to understand the specific personal download you're receiving. Okay, so there's no one else whose expertise you can rely on here. When it comes to spiritual development, just in general, it's a personal individual practice. We can share tips and tricks. We can encourage one another. We can give support to one another, but each of us has to do the work solo. Okay, I'm hearing Solo by Clean Bandit, featuring Demi Lovato. I think she's the one who does the vocals on that song. There's something about collaboration as well, which doesn't contradict what I was saying, right? You don't want to seek someone as like an authority figure, but there could be something about working with someone on a level playing field, right? Where it's mutually beneficial. But they're not coming in balancing things for you. You're not balancing things for them. It's just my ears ringing again. Oh my goodness. But it is beneficial. It is useful. So don't be afraid to work with others, but don't look to them to do things for you or to tell you what needs to be done. That you have to figure out for yourself. The tower reverse just leapt out of the deck and then it fell on the floor because someone doesn't want you to know that. They want you to think that everything is going to explode, that everything is going to go catastrophically. They're trying you the people who do not mean well, the people who are malicious, your haters, they know on some level that things are going to make sense for you, right? Once this 3 days or whatever passes and the download finishes and the installation finishes and all of a sudden it makes sense, they know once it makes sense for you, they've lost their opportunity to sabotage you. So they're going to go really hard, okay, for this little bit of time because this is their last opportunity to derail you. Once you're through this, they're cooked. They can't do anything. So you really got to, and easier said than done, but you really have to steel yourself and have this self assuredness to keep going. Okay. And we're a social species. So that can be really hard sometimes, but it's what we have to do. Anyways, okay. This way or this way? This way. Oh my gosh. Ace of Wands. I'm seeing this as like the shifter in a car, right? Once this is complete, I know, at first I was saying like you got to stay fixed, you got to stay still, you have to sit and study, figure this shit out. But once you got it, I'm hearing "Shut Up and Drive" by Rihanna. 0 to 60 in 3.5. You got the keys, so shut up and drive. It's like all of a sudden it's time to go, right? That 3 days or however long, again, general message, take the resonates, leave what doesn't. It can feel excruciating when it's finally time to go, when the light finally turns green, when spirit finally gives you the okay, when the flag, I'm seeing like racing cars, right? When the flag finally goes down and it's time to go, step on it. And it's going to move so much faster than you expected it to. And if you rush things, it'll take much longer, right? It might seem strange, like how could waiting 3 days get me there faster than going right now? But because things got to happen first. If you move before everything's in place, the car won't be working as efficiently. The gas mileage will be all messed up. Things will break down. But if you let your spirit team, I'm seeing like them dressed as mechanics and they're like the pit crew, right, in like NASCAR or whatever. They're changing the tires, they're fixing things up, they're fueling the engine, they're getting things ready for you, they're working with you, and this work has to be done. And if you let it be done first before you go, then things are going to go smoothly and they're going to go quickly. Okay. And passion as well. I just heard reignition. Okay, so this isn't a new passion. This is one that you maybe thought you lost, or maybe you haven't had conscious connection with it in this lifetime, but it is within your soul. You have had connection with it, um, or you were connected to it when you were very young, and it was sort of like verbally beaten out of you, like you told, oh, that's crazy, you can't do that, that's blasphemous, I just heard, just for whatever way it was done, you were convinced it was wrong or crazy or unrealistic, and so you pushed it down, and it's being reignited. okay, with this Ace of Wands here. 9:59 on the timer. So nines are the ends of that cycle before you move into the 10, and the cycle repeats, right? The 0 falls off and it's like a seed, starts another one, and you're back to 1. And then 5 is that it's the midpoint. It's the hump in the middle, the hard part to get over, right? You're going against gravity for that first half, and then once you're over the top of the hill, you're working with gravity, so it's much easier. So it's just that you're at this point. They could convince you. It's very important that you do not let your haters convince you to give up, because if you give up, you're just going to roll back down the hill and you're going to lose all your progress. You got to stick with it. Stick to itiveness, I just heard, and keep going. You are almost there. And it's also kind of scary because as you're going up the hill, you can't see what's on the other side. So your mind, it's just normal to get a little anxious. And then these people are also like whispering in your ears, like, when you get over the other side, it's going to be horrible. You shouldn't do it. They're putting all these ideas in your head, or trying to, and you have to push through. You are so close. 9:59. You are closing out at least two major cycles, two major emotional cycles that you've been dealing with, that you've wanted to finish out, that maybe you've tried to finish out, and in the past, when you were in this um, transitional period, they, your haters managed to actually convince you to stop yourself. And that wording is very important. They didn't stop you. They didn't sabotage you. They tricked you into sabotaging yourself. And that can be difficult to accept because that can make us feel shame, but you have to accept that they had no power over you. They just used words to convince you they had power over you and get you to stop yourself. You have to take that sovereignty. You have to take that wand in your hand and realize it's only in your hand. They can't do anything with it. Only you can. Now you got the keys. Shut the fuck up and drive. Okay? Once you're there, once Spirit gives you the green light, go. Okay? Is there anything else? Spirit just said to get bottom of deck energy, and then we're closing it out. King of frickin' swords. One, confirmation that what I've said is true. Two, be diplomatic. You don't have to call people out, but you also don't have to believe them. You don't have to take what they say seriously. You can entertain them, you can let them run their mouth, give you all the information without them realizing they're giving you the information, because they think they got you on the hook because you're going, mm-hmm, yep, okay. And they think you just believe them. They don't realize that you're just letting them show their whole ass, right? You're letting them eh, reveal what their plan is. Let them talk, but don't take what they say seriously. Okay? And you don't have to call them out. You don't have to engage. Just let them talk until that light goes green, and then press on the gas and leave them in the dust. But in the meantime, if you try to argue with them, if you try to make them see reason, it's not going to work because they're not being reasonable. You're not dealing with people who truly believe. Again, as I said, a lot of people will think you're kind of crazy because they can't see it. But the people who are really going at you right now, they know you're on the precipice of something great. They're trying to sabotage you. They don't mean well. So don't assume that they do. And that's the reading. I hope that reading resonated and was helpful for you. If it did resonate and was helpful, you can let me know by liking the video, commenting if you want to, and subscribing to the channel if you'd like to see more readings from me in the future. All right. Good luck and goodbye.